Hello, learners. Today we will learn about voice. Voice means the form of the verb which establishes the significance of the subject over the object or the object over the subject. That means voice tells about whether the subject is important or highlighted in the sentence or the object. Kinds of voice. There are two kinds of voice, active voice and passive voice. Let us understand with an example. Hercules picked up the heavy stone. Subject is Hercules, and here the action is done by the subject. Subject is active, that is subject is doing action. So this is active voice. Passive voice. The heavy stone was picked up by Hercules. In this sentence, subject is the heavy stone. Subject is passive here. That means the action is done to the subject. So this is passive voice. Now let us see how to convert from active to passive voice. There are 5 steps I will tell you. Number one is interchange the place of the subject and object. That means if we take the example, she gave Sally a box of chocolates. Passive voice, a box of chocolates was given to Sally by her. So first step is interchange the place of subject and object. That means the subject becomes the object and object becomes the subject. Second step is change the tense of the verb be corresponding to the new subject. Now according to the tense we will change the helping verb according to the new subject because we change the position of subject and object. Third step is change the principal verb into past participle form. Like she gave Sally a box of chocolates. She becomes the object and a box of chocolate becomes subject. Then a box of chocolate was given because main verb is gave. Verb second form here, that is past tense. So according to the tense we will use the be form of the verb and according to the subject we use the be form of the verb. So a box of chocolate was given to Sally by her. Then fourth step will be place a preposition at the agency before the passive object. So we insert by preposition before the object. The last step is we change the pronoun. So there are 5 steps when we change from active to passive. Number 1, interchange the position of subject and object. Number 2, change the tense of the verb be corresponding to the new subject. Number 3, change the principal verb into the past participle form. Number 4, place a preposition of agency before the passive object. And number 5, change the pronoun. Now, some important points to keep in mind. Number one, do not change the tense of the verb. We will not change the tense of the verb, rather we use the be form of the verb according to the tense. And the main verb is changed into past participle, that is third form. Second point, the verb should always agree with the subject. And only transitive verb can be converted into passive voice. So, it is always transitive verb. Transitive verb means the verb which carries an object that is converted into passive voice. Now, steps to transform an active voice sentence into passive voice. Step 1. Interchange the place of the subject and the object. Active voice is Rohan munched the wafer. Subject is Rohan. Object is wafer. So when we change from active to passive, object, the wafer will become the subject in passive voice, and subject in active voice, that is Rohan, becomes object in passive voice. So we have first step that we change the position of subject and object. Then second step is according to the tense of the verb and the number and person of the subject. Remember, this subject was the object in active voice. So according to the tense of the verb, the number and the person of the subject, use appropriate form of the verb be. Present tense is MR, past tense was were, perfect tense has have, continuous tense is MR, was were. So according to the tense and according to the subject, we will use the verb. According to third step is convert the principal verb into the past participle. So it is whatever tense it is, whether it is simple present, simple past, present continuous, present perfect, the main verb will be converted into past participle, that is third form is used. So you can see here I have given example. Eat or eats, simple present tense, passive voice, it will be is MR, eaten. Do, does, not eat, is MR, not eaten. Ate, second form is here, passive voice, was, were, eaten. Did not eat, was, were not eaten. Is MR, not eating, is MR, not being eaten. Was, were, not eating, was, were, not being eaten. Has, have, not eaten, has, have, not been eaten. Had, not eaten, had not been eaten. So like this will change the principal verb into past participle. Step 4. You may have to use an appropriate preposition like by before the passive object whenever is mentioned. Sherlyn sang a song. A song was sung by Sherlyn. And step 5 is if a pronoun has been used as a subject in the active voice, follow the given table to change it when it becomes the object in the passive voice. So here it is given table. If the subject in active voice is I, we, you, they, then when they will be converted into passive, they will become I will be me, we, us, you will remain you, and they, them. He will become him, she, her, it remains it, and Carol, any name, remains same.